Hey y'all, I hope this video finds you in a space of wellness, prosperity, and peace. Let's go ahead and hop right in. So for this project, you're going to need about 12 skeins of yarn, maybe 14, a lot of yarn, a 10mm crochet hook, and scissors. I couldn't find my scissors, so I used this eyebrow razor that I had. I don't recommend. Oh, and a cat. No, I'm joking. Let's get started. So we're going to start off by creating a magic ring or a magic circle. There are plenty of ways to do this. I don't have a video yet on my page as to how to create one. However, there are tons of videos on YouTube. So we're going to go ahead and create our circle. Now, I was hoping that I could give you a good visual as to how I create mine. Hopefully you can kind of get the gist of how I create mine. This is my first official YouTube tutorial, so y'all forgive me, be patient with me. But yeah, hopefully y'all can see what I'm doing. So go ahead and create your circle and chain 2. Now you're going to put an additional 2 double crochet in your magic ring, making a cluster of 3 double crochet. Okay, now go ahead and chain 1, and now you're going to make another cluster of 3 double crochet. In total, we're going to have 4 clusters of 3 double crochet. So you're going to make 3 double crochets, chain 1, another 3 double crochets, then chain another one, and keep going till you get to your 4th one and chain 1. Alright, so here we are at our last cluster. Go ahead and put your 3 double crochet and chain 1. Okay, and now you're going to slip stitch in the top of that first double crochet. Go ahead and pull the tail at the back so that you can tighten up your work. All right, chain 2. All right, so this chain 2 is going to act as our first double crochet. And what we'll do from here is insert another additional 2 double crochet into that chain 1 space right behind that chain of 2. So that'll create 3 double crochet. Go ahead and chain 1. And then the next chain 1 space, you're going to put 3 double crochet. Then you're going to chain 1. And in that same space, you're going to put an additional 3 double crochet. and this will create our corner. Go ahead and chain 1, and in that next chain space you're going to insert 3 double crochet, chain 1, and in that same space you're going to create another 3 double crochet, and that'll create another corner. All right, I'm going to do the same thing in the next chain 1 space, 3 double crochet, chain 1, and then create another 3 double crochet. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and create another cluster of 3 double crochet in the next chain space. Then you're gonna chain 1 and slip stitch in the top of that first double crochet. And as you can see here, it forms the shape of a square. Okay, so from here, I'm just gonna cut my yarn. I told y'all I couldn't find my scissors, so I'm gonna use this razor. And I'm gonna switch to a pink color. So I'm just gonna attach my yarn, and hopefully y'all can see how I attach it. Okay, and then from here you're gonna go ahead and chain 2, and that'll act as your first double crochet, and you're just going to repeat the same steps that you did in the previous row. So you're going to go into the chain space behind that first double crochet and insert 2 double crochet, creating a cluster of 3. Go ahead and chain 1. Along the edge, you're going to insert a cluster of 3 double crochet. Chain 1 and insert another 3 double crochet into that corner stitch, or that corner space rather. Okay, you're going to chain 1 and insert another 3 double crochet into that chain space to create your corner. Just gonna continue that same pattern all the way around. So you're gonna do your corner, which is 3 double crochet, chain 1, and then an additional 3 double crochet in that same chain space. And you just want to continue this pattern all the way around, and I'm gonna meet y'all at the end of this row. Okay, so here we are at the end. I'm gonna go ahead and insert a cluster of 3 double crochet into that chain space, chain 1, And then I'm going to slip stitch into the top of that first double crochet. This completes your third row. Okay, as you can see here, I did not tuck my ends as I crocheted, so I will show you now what that looks like. I find it easier to tuck the ends as you crochet to prevent a lot of the weaving in of the ends at the end of the project. So what I'm doing is I'm holding the shorter ends of the yarn closer to the edge of the square, and I'm just gonna crochet around it. Hopefully you can get a good visual on how I'm doing that. All right, and as you can see, those shorter ends are now tucked in. I'll go back in at the end of the square to weave in those middle pieces. Now you can just finish off this row as you did the previous rows. All right, and now you've completed your fourth row. All right, so for each square, we're gonna need to do 7 rows. So you can go ahead and finish the remainder of your rows. And for this project, it requires 7 granny squares total. Go ahead and finish up the remaining squares and meet me back here. Okay, y'all, please don't judge me. I'm not a master illustrator, but I did draw up a little sketch as to how the squares should be attached. So take a screenshot if you need to. Right now, we're gonna go ahead and start attaching our granny squares. Go ahead and line your squares up so that the right sides are facing outwards and the wrong sides are facing inward. You're going to take a piece of yarn and put it through the corner chain 1 space and tie a knot. If you need to, you can also double knot it for extra security. Go ahead and pull up a loop, and then you're going to chain 2. And in the granny square closest to you, you're going to put 2 crochet in that corner chain 1 space to create a cluster of 3 double crochet. Now to join the 2 squares, you're going to go into the back granny square, into that chain 1 corner space, yarn over, and slip stitch. All right, and you're going to create another cluster of double crochet in the granny square closest to you in that next space, and join the 2 by slip stitching into the back granny square into the corresponding space. You are going to continue this pattern until you get to the end. As you continue to join the 2 squares together, just make sure that your spaces line up with each other. So for example, if you are doing a cluster of 3 double crochet in the 4th chain space on your granny square that's closest to you, you are going to slip stitch into the 4th chain space in the granny square that's away from you, that's furthest away from you. I hope that makes sense. When you're finished, you're just going to cut your yarn and continue connecting your squares. And this is what it'll look like once your granny squares are connected. I went ahead and connected 4 granny squares for both the left panel and the right panel. I'll show you what that looks like shortly. But yeah, go ahead and connect your panels and meet me back here when you're finished. Okay, y'all, so this is where I could have done a way better job at recording. So these are my left and right panels of the 4 granny squares per side. What I'm doing right here is I am creating another set of 3 double crochet clusters going down the back panel of one side, and then I'm going to do the same for the other side. So basically for 2 granny squares, I'm going to create 3 double crochet clusters within each space, and this will straighten out the line in the back as well. Okay, and here I am doing the same thing on the other side, creating those clusters of double crochet, and I'm gonna go up 2 granny squares because the 2 granny squares represent the back. And as you can see here, I tied my working yarn into the corner chain 1 space, and that's where I'm gonna start from. You're gonna do 3 double crochet, chain 1, and then another 3 double crochet in the next space, chain 1, another 3 double crochet, chain 1, until you reach the top of that second granny square, which would be the upper panel of the back. Okay, and we're all done. So we've created another row of crochet clusters on the left and right sides of the back panels. And now we're going to go ahead and join those panels. So the same method that we used to join our granny squares, we're going to use the same method to join the back panels. The correct side should be facing outwards, the wrong side should be facing inwards, touching each other. And you're going to put your yarn through the corner space, tie a knot or double knot it, and then you're going to chain 2. And insert 2 additional double crochet into that corner space on the granny square that's closest to you. And to join the 2 panels, you are going to slip stitch in that corner space for the granny square that's furthest away from you. Okay, and repeat this same pattern until you join both back panels. Okay, and as you can see here, I'm almost finished with joining the 2 back panels. All right, I'm in my final cluster of double crochet, and I'm going to join the 2 panels, cut my yarn. This is what it should look like. The 2 separated panels are the front panel, and of course the back is joined together. Let's go ahead and join the front and back lower panels. We're going to use the same cluster crochet and slip stitch method to join the bottom panels. This will create the armhole at the top. Here I'm just tying off my stitch, and there we have it. We have connected the bottom panels, and you're going to do the same for the other side as well. Now it's time to connect the front right arm panel. So I'm going to go ahead and use the same cluster crochet and slip stitch method to do that. Now we've made it to the top. We're just gonna tie up our yarn, cut off the excess yarn, and start on attaching the back arm panel. Again, I'm just lining up my squares and attaching my yarn through the upper back and upper arm panels. I'm going right through that corner chain stitch. And again, we're going to use the same method, the cluster crochet and slip stitch method, all the way until you get to the top. Alright guys, so this is what you should have so far. You can see that I attached the front and back arm panels. Now, I told y'all that I didn't do the best job at recording, so I'm going to walk you through what I did next. So I went in and I stitched the top and bottom of the arm panels to create the armhole. I did the same thing to the other side, and I also single crocheted amongst the perimeter of the front panels and the bottom of the front and back panels. And after you weave in any excess yarn ends in, then you're all done. And here's our finished cardigan. I thank y'all for watching till the end, and if you have any comments or suggestions, I'm all ears. Please list it in the comments. If you're interested, I will have a link to the written pattern in my description, so you can check that out there. I will see y'all in the next video.